So like I wasn't gonna make this video until like I I was online and I forgot what I was looking at, but um I caught a wind on this statistic, and it says that like 50% of obesity in America is mainly concentrated in the African American population. See, at first I didn't believe it, but then I did I did a little fact checking, and then I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know why I think we have the highest rates of obesity? And I think that it's because of soul food. Like, that's the one thing that sets us apart from every race. The African American community loves soul food. So, hold on. Okay, I'm back. Alright, so basically, I decided to look deeper. And I just went on Google and I was like, does soul food seem like a main cause of obesity? And this is what they said. They say obviously modern soul food dishes can be drivers of weight gain and related health issues. And not only that, I was talking to ChatGPT and it gave me that whole spiel about how our diets actually were different before slavery. And of course, when slavery happened, we weren't given the best of foods. We were given the leftovers. And, I try not to judge because I'm a pescatarian. I still eat fish and chicken, sometimes turkey, but basically 80% of meat, like, I don't eat. So I try not to be judgmental, but when I saw these obesity rates, I knew that I had to say something. And that's because, like, African Americans love freaking soul food. Like, you cannot tell somebody who grew up in the South that they shouldn't eat like pork or beef or something like that. And I'm not saying all people aren't educated, because a lot of my family recognize that things like pork, that stuff is bad for your blood pressure. But that's a lot of what they talk about. They talk about blood pressure. They never talk about like things like obesity. And I guess it's far removed from me because I think I maybe had like one obese person in my family. But like, when I saw this, I had to make this video because I'm like, these people still love, our people still love soul food. Like, it's still something that's very prevalent in our culture. And if it wasn't for us having the highest rate of obesity, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Like, there would be no problem. But because our people are the ones that are suffering the most from a food-based deficiency or problem, I feel that we should really address this. I really don't see many people like addressing the obesity rates in the African American community. I mean, maybe because we have so many problems right now. Like this is probably the least priority that we have, but it really shouldn't be. Like it's really it's really something that's very avoidable. Not all the time. I recognize that sometimes obesity is caused by like genetics and stuff like that. But I'm like 99% sure that majority of these obesity cases in African Americans aren't because of genetics. You know, and like just like this that that um that Google search that I showed you, it showed that originally the diet of the African Americans born in America were mainly vegetarian. But if you were to tell an African American that they should become vegetarian, they would look at you, especially in the South, they would look at you like Trump looked at somebody who just said we should encourage DEI. Like it really is like on that type of level where they're not really going for it. But like maybe if we can introduce them to the facts of like this is not how we were eating before we were brought to America, and maybe they will, at least get a clue. Uh, if you show them that we have the highest rates of obesity, I doubt that most Africans in America will continue to push soul food like they do. Because, like, soul food has got to be, I'm not going to say unhealthy, but I would say loaded with unhealthy ingredients. And, like, we eat it so much. Like, most people eat soul food, like, if your mom cooks, then you're probably eating soul food 4 or 5 days out of the week, if you're lucky. Or well, I don't know if that's lucky, but I guess it just kind of caught me off guard because I've never really seen someone like have a campaign for African Americans who are obese in America. Usually the only obese people I see are Caucasian. And I guess I was getting a biased or incomplete view of what was going on. Like, I really don't see that many obese people in the South, or at least where I live at. So, like, I'm not sure how far this goes, but if these statistics are correct, then we have a big problem. Like, I'm not saying that we should eradicate soul food altogether, but I think we should be having a lot more discussions about these things, because like there are so many other things that we can address, but I feel like this would be the best first step for us to go. So I just had to make this video because that was on my mind, and I couldn't believe that my people had the highest rates of obesity. I kind of seen the Africans in America as one of the most healthy races, but I don't know anymore. So y'all just let me know what y'all think, and please share this with people who like you think could use it and you think need a wake up call about their diet. Like me personally, I didn't just jump on the bandwagon of like being a vegetarian. I was actually I actually had a seizure like directly after eating pork. Like I don't think it was just the pork, because like I had ate the pork and I sat down in the game chair and I started to game, and they say that like, you know, flashing lights from the game can trigger like epileptic seizures and stuff like that. But I had never like had that problem before. And then I sorry, my audio had caught up. What I was saying, like I had never had a seizure before. And then like I decided to kick pork and stuff out of my diet, and then suddenly like I didn't have the seizures anymore. So like it's really like a huge discussion, and I really just want people to be honest about this, because like even with ChatGPT, it was like it's a misconception that the diet is the main cause of obesity in America. But then on the same note, it will say that Africans who immigrate into America, if they stay 15 years, the possibility of them getting obesity shoots up by 30 to 50%. So like if it's not the diet, then what is it? It obviously has to do with the diet, you know. So that's why I try to keep like a critical eye about these things, because even when you look it up, like the information can be skewed. But I don't want this video to be long. Um, that's all I really wanted to say. And thanks for watching. Goodbye.